Established in 1900, surviving 2 world wars and 1 cereal cafe, 3 generations have passed on the ownership.
Tone, 1 set breakfast!
Born upstairs, inside these very walls. Real Cockneys, a word often used, but not often understood. Humour, charm, and of course, honesty. The food, well, it speaks for itself. Made with love and designed to fill. Join us in Ep.3 as we go down the Caff.
Here, Ray, give it a rest. You're not in Hollywood anymore.
I think that's Marge. Shit.
Mate.
Sorry, Marge.
Supposed to be here at 5 o'clock. What you doing?
And that's drawing, wasn't she?
Yeah, right,
Right, Marge, thank you for coming down. We know who you are, aka Grime Gran.
Marge, tell everyone who you are in 1 sentence.
Well, they all call me Grime Gran, but I'm just me. I'm known as Grime Gran now through doing all this with Rooney, but I'm me. I'm Margie Keefe, always has been and always will be.
Even more than me, you grew up in this area. You are East End Cockney through and through. Can you tell us a little bit about when because you was born in 1940?
1938.
1938, yeah, sorry, 1940 was our mum, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You were born 1930. Tell us a little bit about growing up in the East End.
Well, growing up here then, it was a different story.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, for a start, you had stalls from down there, right along here.
Yeah.
There was a shop in
Yeah.
every shop you could imagine was here,
Yeah.
and every stall. I mean, I remember as a kid coming with my mum, there used to be a Jewish woman on a stall up there, and she sold pickle herrings, Dutch herrings, the cucumbers, and her name was Fanny, and it really funny, but
Funny Fanny.
But the thing was...
She sold fish, so she was a bit of a smelly Fanny. Was she, Marge?
Fanny with a smelly
But
Fanny.
I can remember her as a kid.
Fishy Fanny.
And she was...
Sorry, Marge.
She was such a lovely woman. And, you know, now, you walk along here now...
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Such
of
a
a
shame.
Saturday market
Yeah.
day, you got 2 fucking stalls
Yeah,
down
Marge,
here.
I remember when we were kids, I couldn't get out of the Caff because the market was so packed.
You must have some great memories, Marge, of growing up.
Oh, my
What would you get
God.
up to, Marge, you and your mates and that? What sort of things would you... I suppose, was you out smoking weed and all that? And what they do?
She was
I'm
so
joking, she weren't.
I mean, when we was kids growing up, we occupied ourselves, Ned. Skipping, rounders. You might have had the odd game of knockdown ginger, and if anyone caught
he used to
you,
do.
you'd get a fucking wallop off of your mother
And
when
you were
got
right
in.
an altar, but now
exactly. You entertained yourself more. I can remember being little. Me and my sister, who passed a couple of years ago, we was the 2 youngest. Remember, I had 6 older brothers and sisters.
Wow, that's how it was. Yeah.
And, you know, I can remember I got a little post office set. And my sister got a little doll. And we played in our bedroom all day. I had this post office set, stamping the envelope, and we
Amused
thought it
yourself
was
for
wonderful.
hours, yeah.
And in your stocking was some nuts, a tangerine, and
Dad always
maybe
used to say
a
that, didn't he?
sixpence, something
Yeah.
like that. And you appreciated things a
You
lot
give
more.
that to the kids nowadays. See what they get. What they give you.
You'd have to scrape them off the fucking floor.
Yeah, but you used to have imagination then, didn't you? Now they've got everything on that. They can't use that themselves, a lot of
But
them.
remember though, and all them years ago, people were different.
Yeah.
People was different. It's like now, like people say, oh, you swear. Listen, when I was growing up in the East End, remember the craze was on this common. It was rough. It was rough.
Yeah.
But, you know, And if you was getting into bother, if you don't tell that one to fuck off, they'd smash shit out of you. So you had to look as big as them, didn't you? So I think this is where the swearing do
But we
come
don't
in.
swear like nasty, do we?
It's
But we
part of
just,
our-
It's part of your conversation.
100%.
You
Makes it
know,
more
I
exciting.
think there's worse things you can do than swear.
100%.
You know, I mean, and then going back all them years, Ned, you wasn't frightened to let a son out because of being stabbed.
Yeah.
There was none of that going on.
Or some weirdo nicking your kids.
No, exactly. We used to go to the park all day long.
Yes,
Yeah, we
we
would
did. We
do.
had the
We'd be
adventure
in-
playground for
We
all day.
did.
All day.
We used to go to the park all day long, and I'll tell you what my mum, bless her, used to do. Save the medicine bottles with a cork, rinse them out, keep them, put sherbet powder and water in it, and done your fucking great big thick doorstep sandwiches. And
Lovely.
you
And I bet
took
you
that
loved that,
lunch.
Marge.
Lovely.
Now, someone said to me a couple of weeks ago, "Oh, dripping." I said, "Well, you don't know what you're missing."
Oh, I saved mine off my roast beef the other week.
you don't know
it
what
was
you're
beautiful.
missing.
We
Nanny
used to have
Lil.
our neighbour, Mr. Hall, when we was young, he was an old boy and he'd live. Our fence was like that. We only had a little yard,
Little
but
backyard.
he was on the other side of the fence. And every Sunday, my mum would go, take that bit of dripping to Mr. Hall, and I'd have to, Mr. Hall, over the fence, and I'd give him a little pot of dripping. And He'd go, what's he going to do with that? And she'd go, I'm going to put it on
fucking
his,
eat it.
my
I
dad would put
saved
it on
it
his
the other week.
toast.
Beautiful.
Mix it up. Did you mix it with a, because you had the bit of blood, didn't you?
the thick bread and
the gravy.
And
the
I
gravy
can
sort of thing
remember
and
my
the-
mum,
oh.
if you cooked a bit of pork, you got a great big bowl of dripping. But years ago, there used to be a shop down the end, and it was called Owens's. And if you asked anyone my age, they remember. They sold all cooked meats. It was and the pies, homemade pies, and everything. And you could go in there and buy a quarter of pork dripping where they cooked all the meat. They used to sell the dripping. And when people say now, oh, dripping, I say, well, you don't know what you're missing.
Don't know what you're missing, yeah.
Used to have it on toast before we went to school of a morning. But
No,
And
kids
obviously
don't
ain't
know.
done you any
Well,
harm,
I
have
suppose
you? Have you? Look how well you are.
When
No.
you didn't have nothing, Marge, you'd get hungry, you'd eat. Whereas now, after kids, the mums don't even know how to cook. They live off nuggets, and which is fair enough. But
I mean,
you know what I mean. But years ago, you didn't have all that opportunity, like all that stuff in the freezer. You had to cook yourself.
what you're saying is right, Ned. Most of the young ones now, if you ask them to make a stew, they'd say, how'd you do that?
Don't even know what stew
I
is
don't know what
about.
it is, yeah.
And our mothers years ago didn't say to us before we went to school, what do you want for your dinner
No, you
tonight?
got what you were given.
If you didn't, you know.
You went hungry.
And Thursday, my mum always used to call it skint day. You had egg and chips.
It's
and
my favourite.
I used to look forward to it all day. I loved it. But people were different then.
Yeah.
People wasn't jealous like they are today.
Because no one had nothing.
No,
Marge,
they're
did
not
they?
Used to say
worrying.
that. Everyone was in the
They're the-
same boat.
What's
know.
that changed, Marge? Why do you think that's changed? What's happened?
Well, Ned, when you think the whole world's changed, but the East End has
Agreed.
not changed for the better. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, it's not.
Yeah.
You know, this ain't the East End I grew up in, or like your family grew up in. You know, because it used to be a place. I don't know if you remember, there used to be a fella outside here with a veg stall. And his
Georgie
name-
Basti.
Basti.
Georgie Basti.
Georgie Basti. Yeah, hey,
of
Marge.
course. He used to have all
He
the
used to
daughters
like the
at
girls.
Well,
Georgie
don't
Basti.
grass him up.
Yeah.
What a lovely fella he
He
was.
never used to show you his cucumbers, did he, Marge?
Oh, Ned, he used to have you in fits.
He used to have you in fits.
But
He used
he
to have all the
was,
daughters and one son, didn't he, Scott?
yeah. And Scott ended up helping him
That's
out
right.
there.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
right.
But he was a lovely fella.
Yeah.
But so
And then, Marge, how was you? Because you obviously, like you said, you were born in 1938. You grew up like, you know, just before the second, not
Well, it
first
was
World War.
going
No,
on.
not fucking old. Sorry.
Fucking
The war was
bastard.
going
No,
on.
yeah, but with food and that, do you know what I mean?
Was
You
it
said, like-
rations and that, Marge?
I can remember my mum, they used to get the tin of egg powder.
Yeah.
Yeah, egg powder.
Mix it with water to do scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
And it's like I was telling Bo, you had sweet coupons. So if you went in a shop and you wanted some sweets, your mum would say, well, all the coupons are gone, you can't have none.
Yeah.
You accepted it.
Yeah.
Kids today would throw themselves on the fucking
Yeah.
floor and go unconscious, wouldn't
Yeah.
they? They couldn't have a bar of chocolate.
Yeah, that's right.
But you knew that you couldn't do it. And there used to be round in Cambridge Heath Road, because we lived in the white flats
Yeah, I
then, in
know.
Old Bethnal
Yeah, of
Green
course.
Road. And there used to be, round the corner in the open Cambridge Heath Road, there used to be a Caff, and it was called Joey Boves. I can still see that man now.
Yeah.
And while everything was going on, you could go round there, and for sixpence you could buy a pot of tea. It'd make you a pot of tea.
Really?
And you'd see people
What, you
carrying
bring
the-
your own pot?
You took your own teapot. You see people coming along holding the enamel pots with a rag round the handle. But it was sixpence.
Yeah.
You know, where would you see that now?
No.
Did you used to come in here, Marge, when you was younger?
One of my older brothers, my Billy, God bless him, he worked down the fruit market.
Right.
He was friends with your dad.
With me dad.
He was always
Like
in
your
here.
husband was friends
My
with.
husband used to come in here because he used to say, "Oh, I'm going over and have spaghetti bolognese."
Yeah.
I used to call it spaghetti bolognese. But that was me. But he used
Go
to
and have your
love
spaghetti
it.
bolognese.
I mean, two of my brothers coming in were friends
Yeah.
with your
Yeah,
dad.
yeah.
So
Like we are with Rooney and Bo and that.
exactly,
I mean,
yeah, where you've
Yeah.
known them years.
Yeah.
Marge, would you say, this important question, would you say bagel or would you say bagel?
I'd say bagel.
Yeah.
What we've always
the
said.
bagel, that.
But I mean, even you go down the Bible shop now, it's a different class of people you're seeing.
It's all the
All
the
the
trendies,
yuppies
the
and all that,
yuppies.
yeah.
Isn't it funny though? Because you'll give them like
Yeah.
salt beef Bible, what we grew up on. I
Yeah,
used to go down
yeah.
Blooms's sometimes.
Oh,
Do you remember and get
Blooms's.
latkes on a Sunday night?
Latkes,
Always
yeah.
used to love.
And the new green cucumbers.
yeah, the wallies and all that. But now, like we used to know, go, oh wow.
It's amazing.
Yeah, they think it's wonderful.
Marge,
It's like when
did
they
you
come
ever
in here
have,
with egg and
did you
chips.
like a winkle, Marge?
I used to love
Winkle
winkle.
bagel.
Yeah.
My dad
What
used
is
to do a winkle bite. I heard that you liked a winkle,
You know when you
Marge.
take fuck off. You know when you took the winkle out with the pin and it had the little top.
The little
Me
top
and my
bit.
sister used to put it on as a
do that,
beauty
yeah.
spot.
Oh, you must have smelled like
like
what's
fish
funny.
and
Oh, God.
Isn't it funny because what food can do for you? Sometimes you'll smell something, Marge,
Oh.
and it'll take you back to like a certain place.
Exactly. I mean, all right, I can cook stew, of course, obviously I can. But I can still remember my mother's stew, how that smelled.
Yeah.
I can fry chips, but not like my mum.
Isn't that
I know.
funny?
Something
We
special
say
about
that.
your mum.
I'll do something.
It is, yeah.
My mum will cook something, and I'll watch her do it, and I'll go home and cook it, and I'll go.
Don't taste-
Don't taste like
You
my
are
mum's.
good, though, he
No,
is
she
good.
Anna's lovely cook,
No,
but
but
even
my
Anna's, it
mum
don't taste
used-
like my mum's.
She used to make her own latkes.
Oh.
Oh, my God. I make them, but they're nothing like my mum's.
And I bet if I taste them, it'd be amazing.
They just tasted just like you went in Blooms. and
Yeah, Blooms was.
And you know, she might make then, like on a cheap day when she didn't have a lot of money, because potatoes used to get £6 for about twopence, and they'd have loads of potatoes, and I can see her grating it off and letting it all.
What is it, like a bit
run
of
out.
potato and flour?
And the
onion,
flour and the
and you'd fry
onion.
it. Oh.
Almost like a hash brown, almost.
Yeah, but like,
kind
it
of
was like a
thing.
ball sort of thing it
Yeah,
used to be.
but
didn't
it's ash brown ain't got the edge.
No,
on
no,
it,
no,
you
not
know,
nothing,
on
but that kind of thing, yeah.
Talking about the old days, tell them about the broken biscuits and that. I always love hearing Greg Billy.
Oh, yeah. I was born in Derbyshire Street, round
Oh,
here.
that's where we
grew
live. That's
up.
where we
I
grew
was
up.
born in there,
Yeah.
round there, Anna. And there used to be, my mother said, a shop on the corner, like they had the corner shops, didn't
Yeah.
they, years ago? And she'd say to my two brothers, go down to so-and-so's, get me a bag of broken biscuits.
Yeah, I've heard this.
He pulled my mum up one day and said to my mum, Etty, don't send Sammy and Billy in for no more broken biscuits. So my mum said, what are they coming the other day? He said, yeah, well, they say to me, have you got any broken biscuits? And when I say, yeah, they say, fucking mend them. Yeah, that's what they used to do. But when you think, though, they sold broken biscuits. You buy a packet of biscuits now, you get home, they're all
broken,
fucking
that's
broke.
right.
No, don't
But
get
they
that
sold
price.
broken biscuits.
Yeah.
And all these things,
Yeah.
you sit and think and you remember.
Lovely memories.
Lovely memories.
Lovely memories, yeah. Yeah, lovely memories.
Marge is fucking starving.
Bet
Talking
there's
about all that
something
food.
I can
Marge,
eat
you
then.
ready? What do you fancy?
What you having, Roan?
What are you having, Roan? Bit of ham, egg and
Bullshit, and I've
chips.
got a beautiful bit of ham. Go
Lovely.
and get it ready now.
We'll be back in a minute. Marge, I'm going to get my bodyguard over.
Oh, as it goes.
Because we've got to look after our stars,
She's going to
right?
serenade you while you're waiting.
Get over there. Don't
Take
let
it
no
away,
one,
Rosa.
Don't let no one come near her, Rosa. Right. Here we go, Marge.
There we go.
You only want one egg, didn't you, Marge?
That's it, and
Ham,
thank
egg and
you.
chips. Is that enough for you?
Oh,
Do you
look
mind
at
if we
this.
sit down with you for a minute, Marge?
Oh, look.
We'll let you eat your food.
Have a park up. Oh,
that looks
lovely.
lovely.
Oh. Bit of nostalgia here.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
Talking about nostalgia, do you remember, like, 'cause obviously, like, synonymous with this area, one of the probably most famous exports from Bethnal Green, the Craze?
The
You would
Crows.
have been around, wouldn't you?
Well, believe it or not, the Crow twins was at my uncle's wedding.
Or was
At
that?
my mum's brother's wedding. He was friends with them,
How
yeah.
did they know him, Marge? How would he have known them? Was he involved with them?
Well, no. He was in service all his life. He'd
Right.
done years in the army, years in the navy. He travelled the world, and he just got friendly with them. And I think he used to go to the snooker club and that.
Right, yeah, they used to have a...
And they took a liking to him, and like he was friends with them, but not in with them
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, of course, just
But I
mates.
can remember being a little girl and them at his wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because I remember Uncle Terry, they used to like Uncle Terry because he was a good singer. And in the pubs, in them days, a lot of the pubs would have a piano. And my Uncle Terry, they'd want him to go out because he was good company and he'd sing a song, he'd play the piano.
Well, a pub wasn't a pub if it didn't have a
Yeah,
piano.
and people would just start singing, wouldn't they, Marge?
Yeah.
You'd be in the pub and people
Yeah.
would just, someone would get on the piano and...
Thinking back to being a kid, Christmas time, my mum had a piano. She always had a piano. You'd lay in bed listening to people at parties singing,
Yeah.
and the piano's playing. Not all the jumping the fucking ceilings in. No.
How's them ham, egg and chips, Marge?
Nostalgia.
Lovely.
Big time.
Lovely.
Proper.
Lovely.
Good chips, didn't they?
Marge, go on, you eat your food.
Absolutely lovely. This ham is beautiful. Listen, I've enjoyed. I want to take that home.
Yeah, well, I'll make a little sandwich for
Oh,
you,
yeah.
won't we?
I'll make a sandwich with that and we'll cut you up some
I
nice
thoroughly
salmon,
enjoyed
some lovely
that.
hand
Yeah,
cut chips.
like, did
Let's
you enjoy
put
that,
out of
Marge?
the way for you.
We'll make all them chips. That's
Absolutely
Maris
beautiful.
Piper potatoes. My mum
Lovely.
says always get the Maris Pipers. And we always get a lovely bit of ham.
Yeah. Oh, the ham's lovely in
Twice
We
here.
always
Cook 'em.
get twice cooked, not the ham,
No,
the
not
chips.
twice cook the ham, twice cook the chips.
I know you love your boys, didn't you?
Oh.
You love your boys. You're always talking
They're
about.
the light of my life.
But without you, Rooney, both of them, blinding Rooney especially, you helped.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you tell
bought
us
his
that?
first camera.
Yeah, with his first, what happened there?
Well, I was at a friend's one day. I hadn't seen her for a little while, and she said, "Oh, pop round," which you do. The phone goes. So she said, "Oh, Margie, it's Rooney, it's for you." So I said, what's he want me for?
Was he
Well,
working at the record shop then, Marge?
No, was you Rooney? Yeah, he
He
was.
was at Rhythm Division,
Yeah,
wasn't
he was,
down the
only, he
road?
was only
In Roman
17.
Road there,
Yeah.
So I said, "Oh, hello, Ron, what do you want?" He said, "Nan, how long are you going to be?" So I said, "Why?" So he said, "I need a favour." I said,
You know that's going to
"Favour?"
cost you.
Favour?
You know that's going to cost you.
What
As soon as he
favour?
says, I need
So
a
I said,
favour.
"I'm coming home in a minute anyway, tell me then." So when I gets in, I said to him, "What do you want?" He said, "Well, Nan, I want to make a video of all the rap boys," which we already knew because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
was
it's all
always
local.
in
Were they
doors.
always in your house, Marge?
Ah. And I said to him, "Well, how much is a fucking camera then?" So he said, it's £200, will you borrow me the money? So he remembers and I do. And I said to him, £200 ain't much fucking copper, camera, £200. I said, I'll give you 300. Like, it would have been the best one.
Get something decent if you're going to get it.
And that camera...
The rest is history.
And it's been, I mean, it's been on show in Somerset House.
Wow.
In a plimp.
And he had a big exhibition at the Museum of London.
Yeah.
I didn't realise just how much Rooney did until I researched it. Because I wasn't really into that the grime scene. That
we all knew he was always involved in it.
And I always knew what like people say, oh, that's Risky Roads. And like, I just knew him as Rooney. Yeah. But he had a massive part of bringing grime, because no one knew about grime. You couldn't see, it weren't on the mainstream like Top of the Pops.
Exactly.
But Rooney would put it on like the underworld sort of thing, wouldn't he? He'd make all these videos and
when I think, and I'll look at how some of them are big now.
Go on, drop a few names on us now.
Who used to be in your living room? Go on.
Well, Ghetto, I love to pieces. He is one lovely young man. Giggs.
Giggs is massive.
Kano.
Yeah.
I mean,
he done a video in here, Kano. What a nice boy.
Oh, he's lovely.
Nice boy.
You know, and I've always been Nan to him, and Nancy mum. So hello mum, hello Nan. I mean, we used to be out and you'd see something, hello Nan, you'd wave and you'd think, I reckon people think, why is he calling her Nan and her mum?
How about the first time you met D-Double and you told him,
D-Double, he comes out with some classics, he do. And he used to do.
You brought him in here, didn't you, Roo?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the film.
And he's very quiet, ain't he, Rooney? He'd done a video, and on it he was a song he was doing, and he was going ooh ooh. So when Rooney first brought him in, I went to him ooh ooh. Well,
he did at Stratford first.
Yeah, we see him at Stratford. And then, like, Rooney brought him in. Like, Nancy, we've watched them men from boys.
But it's all down to that first camera that
Rooney put them on the map.
I can see you get emotional talking about it.
I do, Ned. I do, because he used to go out, and me and Nancy used to say, oh, please God, keep him safe. Where's he gone now? Because he used to go to all the different estates and that. And he went to one night, and he had to be escorted through because they knew him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They let him come through.
So they let him come through. And then he worked for a multimedia company, and he worked with a bloke, Christian, didn't you, Room? And he went to work on this Monday morning and said to Rooney, you saved my life Saturday night. And Rooney, what do you mean? He'd gone to a party at Battersea Room, wasn't it?
Somewhere like that.
And he's coming home late. It's late at night, and he's walking through this estate to get to the station, and he's seen a group of boys, and he said to Rooney, I was a bit honey, you know, I thought, mate, they said, where you going, mate? And he said to him, didn't he, Rooney?
No, they was playing as Get song.
That's it.
Gets. And they
That's
went, what do you know about
Gets.
Get?
Yeah.
And he went, my mate's Risky Roads. And they was like...
And they let him through. They took him to the fucking station.
If anybody else.
Yeah, but, you know, because you got a lot of memories with that. You know, like, when I look at Gets and I see him performing...
Proud of him, Marge.
I think... Years ago,
sitting in my house having a cup of tea.
Cup of used to drink all the fucking bottles of water, didn't they? Now, we'd come in Saturday from shopping, and honest to God, Anna, my little hallway was full of trainers. They always all took their shoes off, always, and they always respected us. I couldn't say any different.
Skepta, that's an asthma pump as well, didn't you?
Yeah. He come round.
What did you do?
Skepta come round late one night knocking on the door. He went down.
He'd had an asthma attack.
And he'd had an asthma attack. And he said to Rooney, has anyone got an asthma pump? And I had one.
Saved his life,
But the thing is, you know, people say to me, like when we done Sun It On Good Morning, about their lyrics, what they say about guns and all that. And I said, that is their persona.
Yeah.
They're doing what they're good at
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
100%.
mean to say they're
That's
running
what
out
in
and
real
buying a
life, yeah,
fucking
of
gun
course.
and
Yeah, of
shooting
course.
everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so as I said, they always showed us respect.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Listen, Anna, you have to earn respect.
Yeah.
You have to earn it. And we did, because we used to make them welcome in
Yeah,
our
yeah, of
house.
course.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Rooney's mum, she's gone up, like, in the winter, went plates of toast, didn't she, Roon? Made them all toast. You know,
People don't forget that, Marge.
we'd go in Saturday and you'd see all these trainers, and she used to say, I bet there ain't a drop of bottled water left. They're
Drunk
fucking
it
water.
all.
Then she'd
Fucking
say,
hell.
look, all the coke's gone and all. You know, but that was there.
Yeah.
They was always in our house. So
Yeah.
I've watched them from boys to men.
From nothing to...
And when I look at them and I think, all them years ago,
Yeah.
Marge, was there any one of them boys that you see, like, because you see them all from when they was kids, who you thought, yeah, he's going to be
Gigs.
gigs?
I told Gigs it in our room.
What did he have about him?
Gigs, he got a bit despondent, didn't he, Roon? And he said, I don't think I'll be doing it no more. And I said to him, and he reminded you, didn't he, Roon? I said to him, you keep at it, because you're going to do well for yourself. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Top boy,
He
innit?
warms up
Unbelievable.
for Drake, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you had him in your living room?
That's a fucker I'd love to
Yeah,
have
well,
in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rooney,
Oh,
Rooney.
yeah.
Sort Drake
Yeah,
out
I mean,
in the living
Rooney
room.
knows him.
Come on,
Rooney
of course he
talks
does.
to him.
I bet
But-
he'd love to come round.
You'd
But-
have to buy him that fucking Fiji water or whatever if he come round, wouldn't you?
Well,
That
I
fancy
wouldn't
water.
mind, though. But anyway, you know, like when you think and you look at them and you think they didn't have nothing, and now, look at them now.
But then when you go back, that's all down to that 300 quid.
All from that little camera.
Yeah.
And they know that, don't they,
Yeah.
Roon? They do know that.
And
Is
Rooney's-
that
So we've already said if Drake come round your house, you'd have to get him the Fiji water, none of that cheap shit.
Well, look,
And what would be, like, what question would you want to ask him? What would you ask
well,
Drake?
I'd say to him, would you like a proper cup of tea, English tea? Because their tea out there is fucking diabolical.
They don't put no milk in
Yes,
it.
You've got no
yeah.
milk in your tea?
That would be the first thing I would ask him. But yeah, I would love to sit down with him. Love to. When we was in Portugal, when we done the Rolling Lad in like last year, July, and there was a lot of like big American rappers there and that, and we was sitting there, and Bo said, all these people are walking around, because we was in the VIP bit, looking, saying, what's that old girl doing here? You know, looking at you like that. Well, then I had to do this big rapper, like interview him. I mean, I done H. He's a lovely young fella and all, and I done that one. What was his name, Roon?
Well, the American?
Yeah.
Danny Towers.
Danny, yeah, and I done him. Well, honest to God, he was the most loveliest man you could ever wish to meet. Well, me and him, how did he laugh, Roon? He laughed so much. Well, he must have told them.
Yeah.
Because later on in the night, they're all coming up to Bo and saying, we want to talk with her.
Oh, do
we want
they?
to talk to
Yeah.
her.
Funny look at first, but
Yeah,
they wanted
I
to
thought
know
at
ya.
first, well, now that. And we done loads. And honest to God, we had the best time.
Marge, do you know what I was going to ask you? I think you'd be very proud of him. Flo Dan, he's been in your house, and
yeah.
he's just won a Grammy.
Grammy Award,
What do you think
yeah.
about that? That Grimes finally made it onto
International
the like
recognition.
mainstream, whereas it had never been before. Like Rooney and people like that have brought it to this stage now, and he's gone and done that.
And he's gone and done it.
What do you think of that?
But as
No.
you know, when you think, I've seen them all. You know, like this is the thing that me and Nancy always say. You go back to when they was coming in as young boys,
Yeah.
and now.
And they don't forget it though, do they?
Every time I see Ghetto, he always squeezes a life out of me. They all do, really,
It
don't
makes
they?
me laugh
Roon?
when you drop in all these names,
Yeah.
Marge.
But
You don't expect it when you see you and you're like Ghetto, Kano, Skepta, like.
But this is.
It's just funny, yeah, it's great, but it's your,
Oh.
that's your life.
Well, that's it, yeah. And in an heartbeat.
Here's your cup of tea, Tony.
did you go from being everyone's nan to making them toast and giving them all? How did you go from being that to you getting on the? Because you are like
Everyone loves Grime.
Yeah.
everyone loves
I
Grime
mean,
Gran.
it was Rooney when he said to me in 211, I was telling Neville,
Yeah.
Nan, would you let me film you interviewing the Rat Boys? And I said, Roon, no, I won't. So he said, oh, please.
You haven't told her where the idea come from, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did
So-
the idea come about? Go on, man.
I was doing a vid with Skep. I was
Yeah.
working with, so Skep's indoors, and she said, Joe, do you want a cup of tea, boy? And he said to her, have you got any fruit tea, Nan?
Yeah.
And she said, fruit tea, you beat.
What did you call him then? What did you call Skepta?
You can imagine, can't you?
Come on, tell us. Go on, tell us the story, Nan. Go on.
Said, I remember when you had fuck all, so don't give it a big one. And you know, but they just accepted me. But when Rooney said about would I interview him, my first reaction was no. There's no way I'm doing that. I'm sorry, Rooney, I'm not. Bo was saying, go on, Nan, do it. And I said, no, Bo, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So that was in 211. Well, then Rooney comes in one day and he goes up to Bo. And then they both come down. So Rooney said, Nan, you know I asked you to interview the rappers? Yeah. So I said, yeah. And Bo said, you said no. He said, Bo said, show her what's happened.
Yeah,
So
I was
he,
pitching it about. I was
Yeah.
trying to get
Like this
if I
idea,
can
some people
pitch the
get-
idea,
Yeah.
and I can get some like brand behind
Yeah.
it, then I might be able to convince
this
her.
is what
Right,
happened.
to
Do
do
you know
it.
what I mean? Yeah.
and they nicked the idea. They've hired a actress to be the grandma.
Oh.
And she was interviewing Cretan Conan.
Who was she?
Some actress, wasn't she?
But they've dressed her up.
Yeah. So he said, look, and I looked at it, and Bo said, see, they've nicked his idea. And I looked at him and I said, Ron, do you still want to do
I
it?
ain't having that.
And he said, well, I was so wild.
How can you imagine?
I
That's
said-
made me go tingly.
Yeah, honestly,
Like you
Ned.
say, it's like
Yeah.
the Ricky moment when he
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
right, we've got to
yeah,
do
Well, I
this
did.
now.
I
It's
said
like-
to him, do you still want to do it, Ron? And he said, yeah. I said, right,
Let's do
I'll do it. Let's do it. And Ghetto was the first one I done.
Yeah.
And within doing him and with him leaving within 1 hour,
Yeah.
Rooney said, Nan, do you
Oh,
know
I'm
what?
fine.
This has got 167,000
Wow.
likes.
Wow.
You
And
knew
that
you'd
was
had
within
something there, right.
an hour. So I sort of went from him and done another one and done
That's just,
another
that's
one.
just you being yourself, Marge. You
Yeah.
ain't,
Yeah.
like they've tried to copy what you're doing.
Well,
They
exactly. And you think, and I think, oh, what will that happen? But I think people related to me more when I started doing about the pandemic.
Yeah.
When I said about the toilet roll, greedy bastards,
yeah.
and all that. Well,
You were
Bo
saying what everyone was feeling.
well, exactly. This is what they all said.
Yeah.
And then Bo said to me one night, it was on a Saturday, Bo said to me, now you're not going to bed early tonight, are you? What? So I said, why? So he said, we got a FaceTime. And he said, it's going to be late. So I said, oh, all right then. And it was from the biggest news channel in Australia.
Really?
They showed it live. Yeah.
Unbelievable, Marge.
Oh, wow.
Honest to God, and they said, you said exactly what everyone wanted to say,
Yeah.
and they never.
Yeah.
And the messages that I
Yeah.
got from Australia,
Yeah.
you know.
Bo's going to be watching this, isn't he?
Yeah,
Marge?
probably.
Yeah, well, we know that Rooney's your favourite.
No,
I've
she loves them
No,
both,
I know
so-
you talk about you love both of them. But you,
They are, when, I don't know, not everyone's the same, I suppose, but where me and their mum always lived together, we brought them up between us. So
I
they
know
was
you
like
did, yeah.
two sons
Yeah.
I never had.
yeah.
So I always found my love for them was a very obsessive love.
Yeah.
Is it even more
But I
being a
think
nan,
that's the
almost
grandmother
even more
love,
than
yeah.
Being a
uh,
mum.
than being a mum?
It's because, Ned, it's a different feeling entirely.
Yeah. I see my mum with
Yeah,
our
with-
kids.
with our kids,
When
yeah.
we'd get a wallop, she'd go, oh, don't
Well,
leave them.
You know, Rooney used to say to me, Nan, can you borrow me this? Can you borrow me that? And he'd gone up the West End one day with his friend, and he was only 12, hadn't long been at his primary school, and he come back home, and he was saying, oh, we in Selfridges, I see these shoes, And they're really nice. And he was going on and on about these shoes. They was Patrick Cox. And they was a suede slip-on. I can still see them shoes. And all them years ago, and they was £125.
Wow. Yeah.
So me and his mum said, well, how much are these fucking shoes? £125. So I said, oh, they're a lot of money, aren't they? But my husband had died by then, obviously, and I used to get a private pension. So I said, all right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I went upstairs and we had a little pot we used to keep all the phone bill money in, as you did all them years ago.
Save it up, put it away every week.
And I think there was about a £5 left in it. So I said to him, I'll give you the money, go back and get them. And I went over the bank on the Monday and got that out for my private pension to put in that. But you did. But no, with your grandchildren, it's just an entirely different...
Yeah, I see that with my mum.
My mum, when I pick the kids up from school, if Nicola's working, I'll take them round to my mum. She's got their, in front of the telly table, all their food on there, waiting. Nan, they're in and out of her fridge. They're like, Nan, we want to watch this, Nan, we want to watch that.
When Rooney was on the knowledge, and he used to go out on the bike and get home late at night, his mum used to put the hot water bottle in his bed for him to warm the bed up when it was cold. And the same with Bo a couple of weeks ago. He come in one night freezing. She ran up, she put the hot water bottle in there.
Now, you must be proud. But Rooney's done all this, what I was going to say to you then. Rooney's done all this and he's cracked it. And Bo now, with you, he started doing some funny stuff. And you must be proud. He's got in with Rooney.
Well,
like Rooney's his big brother helping him along. But Bo's doing his thing as well now. And you must be proud of him as well.
Bo, I told him the other day, he's made me feel very proud of him. He's turned his life right round.
He has, I know.
And he's doing a thing now that he's going to prosper from.
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job at it. But he's a rough diamond, Bo. He's a rough diamond.
Well, he used to play football with us, so when he was just a kid, I'm like, how old is Bo?
34.
Yes, I'm 47, and we'd play football over there, and he'd come over with, I think it was little Stephen was his mate, was
Probably,
it?
yeah.
Sean and Steve, was it Sean? I mean, Sean was his Stephen's brother, so and he'd come over with little Sean, and they'd all come and play football with us.
Yeah.
Plenty of that. Mother, even on the football pitch, we'd be like, Bo,
You can see that relationship you've got with him.
But he's a good boy. He is a good boy. Marge, so we got one question we like to ask. I think, you ask it this time. You've forgotten the question.
A home comfort, some lovely dish that you love indoors that you could put on our menu, what would be Grime Gran's home comfort to put on the Pelici menu?
Well, I would say cheese and potato pie.
I was going to say that.
For some cheese
I
and
was
potato
hoping you were going to say that, because I want to make it for you.
Extra
Or
crispy.
I'll come round and you can make it for me, Marge.
That is what I would say, because it's cheap, it's filling, and you always enjoy
What would you
it.
put on the top of
What,
it?
the gravy?
Or a tin of oxtail soup.
Oxtail soup on top.
When you get your cheese and potato pie on the plates, and all the top's crispy, the cheese is bubbly, pour the oxtail soup over it.
Lovely.
Oh, salt and pepper.
I'll have to try that. It's kind of
Try it.
Yeah,
try
I'm
it.
gonna try
But don't forget your onion.
Onion,
Put a bit of onion in there.
and a big block of
Marge,
cheese.
I'll tell you what, we've had the best time, haven't we?
Wonderful.
Thank God.
Really lovely.
Marge,
You're
I
more than
finally met
welcome.
someone who can talk more than my fucking sister.
Well, yeah.
I didn't think that was
You've
going to...
been talking more.
I ain't
Talk
said
fucking
nothing.
more. Me
She
or him?
talks fucking
He
more
don't
than
even
me.
give you
Well,
like a fucking question.
As my mother used to say, bless her, I always say bless her, God give us a tongue to use.
Yeah, you use yours too fucking much. But Marge, honestly, thank you. I can't
You're
thank you
more than
so much. We
welcome.
love
You're
you
more
lots.
than welcome.
Really appreciate
You're more
it.
than welcome.
Thank you, Marge.
You're friends. You're
Thank you,
not
Marge.
just
Thanks,
cap owners. You're friends.
Thanks,
Thanks, Marge. We love you.
Love you.
Thanks, Marge.
Hey everyone, if you enjoyed that little clip, then make sure that whatever platform you're watching it on, subscribe, follow us.
And make sure that you follow @DanTheCaff on Instagram and all your socials. Spread the love.
Tag us, spread the love.